So yeah, I understand that this episode came out Monday night and it's Friday afternoon, but I be trying. So give me a pass on this for the third time. So yeah, this is episode 10. It's titled The Cause, The Cure. Now we open up with a very young Arabella. She's at home waiting on her dad to get home. And it looks like he promised her McDonald's. I mean, what kid around that age did not love McDonald's? I know I did. Happy Meal, 4-piece nugget, Dr. Pepper with the boy toy. Yes. Anywho, so he gets home and he gets her just a bag of fries. And it looks like it's 1:30 a.m. in the morning. I don't know. Y'all go check that out for me. But anywho, he gets her a bag of fries and then he's just like, oh yeah, next time, Arabella, and then he leaves. Then we see her mom come in the room and then she tells her, see mom, I told you he would come. And she's just like, don't eat those fries too fast. We see her scarfing down those fries and seconds later we see her throw them up. And that's where the episode begins. Now, this scene triggered me because I'm just like, yeah, don't we all have that great memory of our dad and then we find out later that they weren't shit? I mean, I feel that way, and I love your dad if you're watching, but back then you wasn't shit. Anywho, so we're at present day and then we open with Arabella, Kwame, and Terry separately doing their own thing. So Arabella is organizing her room and she gets a call from her dad. He says he's coming to her mom's house for her birthday. She's excited to see him. We see Terry, she's auditioning for a role. And then we see Kwame, he's working on his fitness. And we still see that he is on them apps. So meanwhile, we see Arabella picking up Simon's jacket. I'm assuming she's going to go return it to him this episode. And by the way, can I just say this is the episode where you definitely need the closed captions on. My Caribbean followers, please let me know. Twy? I'm not sure where it originates from, so let me know in the comments. So next we see a little montage of Kwame doing a multitude of different hookups that he met on the apps. Now I can say that I have never utilized Grindr and Jack this efficiently like Kwame has. It seems like this emotionless sexual gratification has something to do with what happened to him a previous months ago. So we're back with Terry and she's auditioning her lines in front of Arabella and her roommate. And we find out that Arabella is still taking a break from writing. Her roommate has covered her rent for the second month in a row, so that means she is broke. And Terry's just like, well, I can see you taking hiatus, but you going to this bar that you were assaulted at Thursday through Sunday can't be healthy. Now we see Arabella kind of just brushing off Terry's concern, and then we also see, Terry is still going through the inner guilt that she has, with telling Simon to leave Arabella. You can just see it on her face. So next we see Arabella escorting Terry to her audition. She later leaves up to meet Simon. Simon looks a little raggedy lately, and it looks like she's just meeting up with him to return his jacket. Also, we see that Arabella has a little flashback, of her assault, and now the face is Simon. So as they get up and walking, she's just wondering, is Simon mad at her? And he's like, of course not. And he asks her the same question. She's like, sometimes. But she ultimately says, we're good. I don't blame you for what happened to me. So I'm guessing since Simon feels comfortable talking to her now, he lets her know that, yeah, she texted me to tell you to leave you, and she also told me to lie and say I walked you home. And Arabella's like, what? What you talking about? So then we fast forward to Arabella's mom's house where she's in the kitchen helping her brother and her mom cook. She also gets a ring from Terry, but she ignores it. So the doorbell rings and, just like how young Arabella was, Arabella rushes to the door and she sees that it's a woman that she doesn't recognize. It's one of her mom's good friends, Lenora. And her brother immediately recognized and called her Auntie Lenora, but yeah, Arabella doesn't remember her. Now, we see that she gives her mom a birthday card and then she just immediately leaves. And her brother is telling Arabella, oh, you don't know Tweet yet? She's like, no. And she was just like, do you? And he was like, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what mom and them was trying to say for years. So yeah, the aunt Lenora leaves. So then we get a flashback to Arabella's ancient dad, and he's always been the type to have Arabella waiting. So then enters in a young Aunt Lenora, and we see that Arabella knows exactly who she is. And then she's talking to her mom, and then she's saying that, yeah, your husband ain't shit. And she's like, shh, not in front of the children. Then they're speaking Tweet, and then we see the brother who's paying attention. And, we know now that he was understanding what she said. And he knows, but Arabella doesn't know that they dad ain't shit. So we're back to present day, and then they're at the dinner table, and we see that things still haven't changed. They're still waiting on Arabella's dad to get here for dinner. So yeah, her dad finally arrives, they're talking at the table, and then this story comes up of his orange car being stolen and his house being ransacked. And apparently Arabella was telling the story wrong, and he corrected her and said, well, actually, it was your fault that my car got stolen and my house got ransacked because you came and left the window open. So Arabella's trying to recall the events that happened, and we get a flashback as she excuses herself from the table. So for whatever reason, young Arabella, high school, and that we seen earlier in the season, she's with Terry and she's on her way to her father's house to get changed. Now we see in the flashback that Arabella's parents, they always lived separately. They were together, but not married. So we see Arabella sneaking up into her dad's window, and they don't notice that they have this strange little ugly blue car watching them do this. So she goes upstairs, and then she sees her mom's friend Lenora up there, and clearly she's having an affair with her father. So she goes back downstairs and rushes out, doesn't even change. And we see that her aunt isn't gonna say anything. So Arabella leaves as her dad is walking in. And then I think she leaves the door open, and then we get a zoom in of the car that was staring at them. Just like it looked like a family of white people, but yeah, I'm assuming that they stole everything in his house as well as his car. So we're back at present day, and she has this realization like, damn, like my dad was a cheater? And then her mom comes in to check on her, and she asks her mom, so Lenora, is she your friend? And she's like, yeah, she's my friend. And she's also my husband's plaything. I knew. She's saying, I am single and I'm sexy. Why should I care? All I care about is my children. Now at this point, she tells her mom what happened to her in January at the bar. Then we get a cutaway to Kwame, who's at another hookup spot. So he's laying on the guy's bed. The guy comes in with a mojito for him, makes some dinner, and then Kwame's like, yeah, this is nice, but we need to get to fucking, because that's all I came here for, is fucking. And the guy actually just wanted Kwame's company. He was just like, we can explore sex another time. Kwame thinks he's joking, but the guy definitely isn't. Kwame's like, well, yeah, thanks for wasting my fucking time. He's like, calls the guy weird for offering him dinner and drinks. And then the guy's like, weirder than just instantly fucking as I first meet you? He has a point. And the guy just lets him know there's other stuff. Come sit back down. So Kwame's at the door, and actually, he just wants a hug. So the guy gets up, hugs him, and so I'm guessing Kwame is shocked that he's not being seen as a sexual object to someone, and someone's actually like interested in him, showing him tenderness. He has this sort of exhale moment. It's pretty fucking adorable. Two black men embracing. I love to see it. We love to see it. Now, when I saw him embrace Kwame, all I wanted to hear was Whitney Houston's Shoot playing in the background. That's all that was missing. Anywho, we're back with Arabella. She's at the place where she was assaulted. I'm guessing she's waiting on Terry to come. So Terry arrives, they have a glass of wine, and Arabella lets Terry know that, yeah, I met up with Simon today to give him back his jacket. And it goes already without saying, the look on Arabella's face. Terry figures out that she knows. And as soon as Terry says, I'm sorry, Arabella interrupts and is like, you're amazing. Thank you for being a good friend this year and looking after me. My blood is your blood. And it looks like she forgave her, and it wasn't the blowout that I expected it to be, like in the last episode when she like bit both their heads off. This is some real growth, and I'm guessing she was inspired by her mom and, her forgiveness to her friend. So yeah, it seems like they're good. So we go back to earlier in the day where Arabella comes down with her mom back to the dinner table. And we see through nonverbal cues that Arabella has forgiven her dad, and her mom seems to be at peace. So I was just wondering, why does the mom have that look on her face? Is it because, that she just found this information from Arabella? Or was it to do with her husband? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thought about that scene. But anywho, that was the episode. Were y'all surprised at Arabella's reaction at finally finding out about what Terry said to Simon? I was kind of surprised. It's great that it's a growth moment, but I guess I was just expecting like a blow up. But it didn't happen that way, so it's whatever. Number 2 that I got from this episode, I really wish they would have unpacked dialogue between her and Simon when she found out about what Terry did. And also, I wish they would have unpacked the dialogue when she told her mom that she got assaulted. I wanted to hear that, like what went on. So that was the only frustrating part of the episode. But yeah, this was great. We have 2 more episodes left. Just 2. I hear that the way it ends, it really doesn't need a second season, but yeah, we'll see. I know some of you have seen it already. Do not spoil me in the comments, please. I will block you. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for episode 11.